here for a reason, and I'm really mad. So, obviously, in my last video, I stated that I really hope that the Tennessee Walkers come out in the next bazaar because I really want to buy them, and I have a lot of them I want to buy. I don't want to buy them full price. Well, guess what? The next horses that are coming to the bazaar is the Mustang, Tennessee Walker, and the Quarter Horse. I'm a little upset about the Quarter Horse thing because I just bought one. For today's video, I've been thinking about this for a while actually. Normally I just talk to talk or I explain things. However, for today's training video, I figured why not put some ideas for SSO out there. So welcome to SSO ideas. SSO update ideas. I don't know. Something. The first idea is we should definitely be getting login rewards. Like, so you know how on, I don't know, I don't play any other video games really, but on certain video games or mobile games, you log on and you get a reward for logging on that day. And the more days you logged on, the better the rewards get. So, oh, in Equestrian, the game, you log on one day, you get like carrots or whatever. And then by the 7th day, you get e-coins to use to buy horses or do updates or whatever. And then it goes on for like a whole month, I'm pretty sure. I don't know, I don't play it often enough to know how long it goes on for. But if SSO could do that, where day one we log on, we get like 100 shillings or something. And for the first week, it could be plants or hay or carrots or just basic stuff that has really no value, I guess. And then for the second week, or like on day 7, we could get like, I don't know, a star coin code where we get 20 star coins. And then the second week, you know, we start to get better and better stuff. I think that would be what? Hi. I feel like that would be a really good idea. I feel like if we had log-on rewards, it would do a lot for us. Do I not have these anymore? I guess I don't. Wow. They took my quest away from me, you guys. But I personally know if we had login rewards, I would log in a whole lot more. I mean, yeah, people could be like, oh yeah, but you only log on just for the reward and log off. But if SSO had it to like where you log on and you had to stay on for at least 30 minutes, I feel like that would be kind of a good compromise. It would get people on, and maybe at the 30-minute mark, you'd be like, okay, let's actually go train, or let's go do reputation, or let's hang out with friends. Like, I feel like it would get a lot more people on the game, if you know what I mean. And that's what SSO really needs. They don't need the money. They need people to be on the game, more people on the game. Because I was looking through stuff. I probably shouldn't be explaining this so I don't get my account banned. I was not using cheats. Let me state that. However, I was looking, about a third of SSO's players are actually logging on and being very active. The other 2/3 only log on every once in a while. I feel like obviously the 1/3, including me, are buying star coins, but I feel like if they were to have login rewards, more people would log on, that rating would go up, and then, you know, more players would buy star coins. Obviously, here's another idea. Obviously, this goes off of that. I don't think kids should be able to buy star coins. I feel like if, you know, when you log on, I don't know if this is still a thing, but when I first made my account, I had to put my date of birth. But I feel like if you are under 18 or 17 or 16, depending on like which state or country you live in, if you're under a certain age, you cannot buy star coins unless it has parental permissions from it. So like, let's say you go to buy star coins and you're like 10 or something. You have to put in like a code that gets sent to that card owner's account. That way you can purchase the star coins. I think it would save a lot of kids from just randomly buying star coins. It would give parents a little more trust in their kid, because I've known a lot of people to just steal cards for games, and I've obviously never done it because I knew what my financial situation was growing up, and I would never have done that. However, there's a lot of kids where their parents are more well off than everybody, and so they just think they can buy things to buy things. But that's not on this list, but I think it would be a good idea for SSO to put basically age limit. You know what I mean? But my next idea is we should let players, like SSO, not we, you know what I mean? SSO should let players come up with, like, make a horse coat. I remember back in like 2015, I think, there were t-shirt competitions where, players could make t-shirts, and whoever won that would get, like, the t-shirt would be put into the game. What if we did something like that but with horse coats? So like when SSO releases a new horse, like they're releasing a new horse here soon too, what if they did like a whole, make your own horse coat? And then the SSO team would go through and pick like 10 of the submissions, and then let us players decide which horse coat should be put into game. That way a lot of people are very creative with making horse coats. I've seen it all over TikTok, Instagram, like basically everywhere. And I feel like that would be, one, a very good creative outlet for people. And for two, you could get an opportunity to have your horse coat made into the game. I feel like it'd be really fun, especially for like newer members who never got to experience those competitions. I feel like it'd be really fun for them. And the whole voting process would just be fun in general. One, we'd get an extra horse coat, because most of the time they release 8 to 9 horse coats of a breed. What if like they make the 8 horse coats, and then they're like, oh yep, here you guys go, create your own horse coat. And then obviously they'd have to do it in a certain amount of time. They're like, oh, we're releasing this horse next in about 2 months, so start making like your horse coats and submitting them, and then giving players like a month to decide, or like not a month to decide, but a month to create them. And then the extra month, or the extra 3 weeks before the horses get submitted, we could go through a voting process. And I feel like it'd be a lot of fun. I feel like it would be something new, something we haven't done in a long time. My next idea is SSO should really rearrange the prices for horses. And I'm not saying drop the prices completely. I'm saying if I'm going to go buy like a Gotland pony or a Jorvik pony, it should not be almost the same price as a full-grown horse. So let's say the Shires can stay $950, like the bigger horses. Let's say the medium-sized horses, like large horses, should be $950. Medium-sized horses should be $650 to $750, and then smaller horses should be $500 or a smaller number. That way, because you're not gonna go buy a 17-hand horse and then go spend the same amount on a 14-hand pony. You know what I mean? That's very unheard of to me. It might happen, but it's very unheard of to me. It's Cat. Hi, Cat. Cat's part of the club I'm in. Cat's really sweet. I love Cat. The next idea, I know a lot of people are wanting this. Quite a bit, actually. I've personally talked to around 50 people who are wanting this really bad. I think we should get a new area. So, I was kind of going through a deep dive the other night on TikTok, And this girl posted a photo of what the full map of Jorvik is supposed to be and what the original game owners were trying to do with the game, map wise. And there's so much more in that map than we have right now. I personally, I've been playing this game for a long time, okay? For a very long time, for a little over 10 years. And I could navigate this map with my eyes closed, okay? If we were given a new area, I feel like it'd give a lot of people, a better feeling. So, hear me out. The map, it's great. I love the map. I love what we have right now. I'm not saying I'm not grateful. I'm very grateful. However, new area, a lot of people would log on. A lot of people would enjoy the area. A lot of people would, I know a lot of people would probably make a fit out of it and be like, no, this is bad, or no, we didn't need this, or oh, you just want us to do this and this and this. But in reality, it's not that bad. It wouldn't be a bad idea. I think the last place, like, new area we got was Redwood Point, I'm pretty sure, in Wildwoods. I remember the day I went to explore that. It was really fun. I had so much fun, and I spent a whole week logging on every single day after school, just having so much fun with my friends in that area. And obviously with that area, we got new reputation, we got new things to do, we got new races, stuff like that. I feel like if SSO would release another area, like, in my personal opinion, I want kind of a deserty area where we have an oasis and a lot of sand and a village where, people are preparing for sandstorms, or people are riding camels, or, well, you know what I mean. I don't think SSO would put in camels because this is a horse game, but you know what I mean. Oh my gosh, a little camel pet would be so cute. Oh my goodness. Could you imagine? But so if SSO would release like a desert area, we would have, desert races, or we would have new clothes like scarves to protect our faces from the sandy winds, and new races to race across the sand. You know what I mean? And we could get more reputation. It would give a lot more stuff to do, if you know what I mean. And they could release like okay, I know a lot of people are gonna bite me in the ass for this, but they could release new horses that are mostly found, in sandier areas of the world, if you know what I mean. Oh, 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 oh. Okay. But what is going on? So we could get new reputation, we could get a new quest line, we could get new horses, we could get new clothing, we could get, it would just give us a lot more stuff to do. So the next idea is, it's kind of like, it would be like a small update obviously, but having your own pasture so you could see your horses in it. So you know how like in our stable we have the thing on the side where it says pasture. However, it's not really a pasture, it's just a blank abyss where we send our horses into. If we had that, but on the side, like if you were to double click your horse, you can see sell horse or whatever, we could, there would be a button where it would say send horse outside, or send horse to outdoor, or something like that, where if you press it, your horse would magically pop up behind your home stable in a pasture. I feel like, one, it would bring a lot more creativity to the game, and for two, it would definitely free up some space, because as of right now, I'm thinking about selling some horses, which I don't agree with. I don't like selling my horses at all, because I always end up regretting it in the long run. But seeing how many horses I have, it's making me think about it. I don't like that. But I feel like if we could do that, and we could go outside and see our horses prancing around, and obviously, like, if you have like 150 million horses, you wouldn't be able to send them all out, but like a certain amount of horses, you could send out like 5 or so. I feel like that'd be pretty cool. I feel like it would make a lot of people happy. And I know role players would love that too, because they would be like, "Oh yeah, let's go get my horse from the pasture," and you could walk out and see your horse in the pasture, and you wouldn't have to run out, put your horse in like a random little pasture, and then come back and pretend it's your pasture. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people would like that. It would be a small update for sure. It wouldn't be something massive, but it'd be small and productive. A lot of people would like it. The last update or like a horse idea, I guess, is, and this is from like a lot of people are wanting this. Basically, so you train your horses and then there's not much to do with them afterwards. You train horses and you let them sit in your stable. A lot of people had the idea where you can send your horses to work for shillings. That is such a cool idea. Whoever originally came up with that, they're so smart. So basically, ponies, you could send a pony to like the circus or whatever for little kids to ride, and it would be like 30 minutes to an hour of the horse being out of your stable, and then you would get a certain amount of shillings. Like for like an hour you get 500 shillings for sending your horse away to do work. And then let's say like a shire or percheron, you can send them to work on the fields or be a carriage horse, and you could get shillings for that as well. Basically, the size of the horse would matter. Like you wouldn't be able to send a pony to do carriage work or like plowing fields, but I feel like the longer you could do like set times, like 30 minutes for 250 shillings, an hour for 500 shillings, and then like 3 hours for 750 shillings. And then obviously 3 hours should be the cap time, if you know what I mean. And then once you log, like you should be able to log off and log back on, and your horse would be there, and you would have like mail where it says like from the person. So let's say I need to plow my fields and I send it to Marley or whatever, whoever has the thing. And it's like a letter from him. He says, "Hey Camilla, thank you for letting me use blank blank, like the horse's name. Here's the money that I owe you." You know what I mean? It could be something like that. It would be pretty simple, and it would be something fun. I feel like it would be a really cool update. It would make what? 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 Wait, what happened there? Oh my gosh. It would definitely make me feel a little bit better about having so many horses and not riding them, because obviously I know it's a pixelated horse game, but I do feel kind of bad for the horses that just are there and don't get to do anything. You know what I mean? My top 3 updates I wish would happen would be number 1, the new area. Obviously, I've been wanting a new area ever since we got the last new area. And then number 2, the send horses to work for shillings. I feel like that would do a lot for the game, and it would be a lot easier to make shillings. What? It would be a lot easier to get shillings for clothes. And then number 3, to basically do a unique. Whoa! What kind of horse is that? Oh my goodness. And then 3 would definitely be having different prices for different sized horses. You know what I mean? Well, Pandora is now level 15. I finally got this horse trained. Finally! No, I'm kidding, but I hope you all enjoyed this video. Go ahead and comment down below if you liked any of these ideas or what your ideas were. I would love to hear them. Hear them? I would love to see them. I would love to see what you put down. I'm so tired. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. I will see you guys Wednesday when I upload.